Hey peeps, welcome back. We're talking The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 11. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, you guys, before we get into the show, let's talk a little housewives gossip. What's going on in the world of housewives for a few moments? First of all, let's give a shout out to Ashley Darby. She is finally divorced from Michael. Finally. It was announced, I think, on Tuesday that her and Michael's divorce has been finalized. I did see last week, I believe, when Giselle and Robin were both on Watch What Happens Live, Giselle mentioned that Ashley was divorced when someone had a shady question about Ashley's money, and Giselle said that Ashley has more money than they all do except for Andy with her divorce from Michael. She was saying that Ashley made out pretty well in this divorce. So congratulations to Ashley. I'm glad that she has finally removed the anchor that was Michael Darby from her life. Good luck to Ashley. Also, in the world of Beverly Hills, honey, Ron Richards, the attorney from hell, in Erica's opinion, who will not stay the hell off this woman's back, posted an update last Thursday that there was an update to the $25 million fraud case against Erica. It has been assigned to a district court judge. The court has not set a status conference or a trial date, but hopefully that will happen soon and the case will be set for trial. I guess the judge is working through this case finally, and she's finally going to be going to trial. I think everyone thought that this was over. I thought that all of this had been worked out already. I haven't really been paying attention to it because I've been so enthralled in her storyline this season of redecorating the place. By the way, that is her storyline this season. She is redecorating her rental home, which I would like to say that I did see online somewhere that someone stated that this home was actually purchased with Tom Girardi's money by someone else. So they are alleging that someone put this home in their name, but it was paid for by Tom Girardi, and Erica is living there fake renting. That is what the rumor is. I'm not saying that's true, but that would make a little sense as to why she's willing to put $37,000 into remodeling the place, which I'm not interested in. I mean, that's her storyline this season. That's all I'm saying. Also, on Thursday, Jennifer Tilly posted on her social media that she went to Mariah Carey perform in Las Vegas, and she ended up meeting Mariah. I think it was really cute picture they took together. They both looked absolutely stunning. I really enjoyed Jennifer Tilly on the show. That Teddi Mellencamp. Now, you know that I am always on Teddy's neck. I'm off Teddy's neck today. It turns out that doctors found some tumors in her brain, and she had 2 of them removed. The rest are going to be removed using radiation. I want to say that I had someone in my family pass away from this same thing. The doctors found several tumors on her brain. She did have majority of them removed, but she still didn't make it. I am wishing the best for Teddi. She's got small children. I want her to get better. I want her to be home with her family. And so my heart and prayers go out to Teddi. I also want to say that yesterday there was some sort of lawsuit filed against Teddi from her nanny, former housekeeper, which I think is absolutely the worst timing possible. This woman is in the hospital. She is, fighting for her life, fighting for her family, but her nanny is suing her for racial discrimination. Listen, I don't know what's going on with that. If she was racially discriminating against her nanny has every right to take her to court. I think she was a nanny and a housekeeper, not really sure. But she has every right to take her to court. I just kind of wish that she could have waited until she was up and going again for this to come out. But I'm wishing both families the best. The housekeeper nanny and Teddy Mellencamp. May her health improve so that she can go to court and, face a jury of her peers or face the civil judge if you have racially discriminated against this woman. That's all I'm going to say about Teddy in this case. Also, speaking of Jennifer Tilly, she posted out on her Instagram, it was a picture of her wearing a dress by Balmain with her own face on it. This lady is rich and hella famous. People love Jennifer Tilly, and I'm one of those people. And I said Balmain, I hope that's how you say it. I don't have any money. I don't have anything by these people because I can't afford it. But I thought it was cute. She looked adorable in this dress with her own face on it. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let's get into this episode. So we pick up and we are still in Savannah. I would say that at the start of the episode, Reba was still getting along a little better with Kyle than Garcelle. I did notice a difference. Reba seemed to be really outgoing, funny, and friendly when she's having her conversation with Kyle. And she seems a little different when she talks to Avi and Garcelle. There's a reason for that. Anyway, let's move on. Reba's being very open with Kyle. Kyle just came in from running. And Reba tells Kyle that she's not a nurturer. And she says, I know that's different because I'm a Cancer. And it is. I'm a Cancer and we are very nurturing people. Reba saying that she was not nurturing, I wasn't shocked. I mean, you can see that she is not a nurturing person. So Avi comes in the kitchen and asks Reba if she wanted to go ahead back to her house so she can change, fluff up a little bit before they have brunch. And she lets him know she doesn't give a shit what he's talking about. She's not fluffing up. She's wearing what the hell she's got on. And this was one moment where I was team Reba because she's at her daughter's house. You're having a little brunch, a little lunch as far as Reba's concerned. And why should she have to get all dressed up for this? No, I'm team Reba. But I did notice that Kyle had glam at Sutton's house. I said, we've seen several seasons where they have traveled the world and Kyle did her own hair and makeup. Why is she all of a sudden having glam for Sutton's house? That was weird, but maybe she's feeling as if, Maurizio's out there living his best damn life. She can take glam with her. Do what you want to do, Kyle. I'm here for it. So when Kyle was talking to Sutton, she mentions to Sutton that Reba told her she's not a nurturer, and Sutton was surprised. She said, she told you that? I think she was shocked that Reba was actually opening up to Kyle. We did find out a little bit more about her dad. I do know the last time that her mom was on the show, I remember them having a conversation at Sutton's house, and Sutton saying that she really missed her dad, and her mom saying that she didn't. And I remember that because I thought, damn, shit, you know what I mean? But Sutton opens up a little more and says that her dad was truly suffering with depression and he was supplementing drugs and alcohol to take care of his depression instead of seeking therapy. And then we find out that Sutton's mom is a therapist. And I said to myself, who is she giving therapy to? And has anybody checked in on those people? I just can't imagine that her mom is a therapist. Who is she working with? On top of that, I think that also says a lot about their situation. I think that Sutton is very upset that her mom, being a therapist, could not save her father. And I think that her mom is upset because as a therapist, she didn't save her husband. You know what I mean? I think that they're both struggling so bad. I also think that when her father died, instead of them clinging to each other, grieving together, and as a mother who's also a therapist, not trying to get all of them into therapy, that they just didn't deal with it. So they're now still dealing with this grief, but also holding guilt and separated. That was just my thoughts. I am not a therapist. I don't know. But also thinking on the outside looking in, with Reba being a therapist and having a husband who is depressed and also over medicating and using alcohol, you would have thought that she would have insisted that he get into therapy. Or is it possible that she could have even gotten power of attorney over him and put him in a facility? Is that something that you can do when you're married? I just think that I would have done anything and everything to save him from himself. We'll talk more about them a little bit later, but Avi, dealing with her mother, I think that Sutton should pay him more. I think throughout this time with him dealing with Sutton's mom, he was probably thinking, first of all, as soon as we get back to LA and she has had her first Kettle One vodka with her ruby red grapefruit juice, I'm going to need to sit her down and ask her for a raise. 2, he was probably thinking, damn, Sutton drives me crazy as hell, but she is not as bad as that mama. Garcelle and Reba, they were talking in the kitchen a little bit, and Reba asked for ice. Garcelle makes this comment that she's tropical, so they don't have a lot of ice. And then Reba makes some kind of comment that says, well, you aren't English, that's for sure. And I just didn't know what that meant. Do the people of England love ice? Was she being rude? I have no idea exactly what that means. If anybody understood what she was saying, please get down in the comments and let me know, because I have no clue what the hell that was about. But then when they have their little conversation,
she's so proud of how far she's come, and she would just love to hear you say that you're proud of her and that you love her too. I feel like I can say something to you.
I don't think that's any of your business. I don't want to insult you. I think you have no clue.
You're right, I don't. I don't. I haven't lived with you guys. I haven't grown up with her. I don't know. You're right. I was just coming from a caring friend.
I think that Reba told her this is not your business. And to be honest, it really isn't. But it could have went all the way left and it didn't. I think that Garcelle handled that beautifully. She explains to her that she's right. Garcelle could have got upset and choked her out with that scarf that she gave her as a gift, but she didn't. She said, you're right. I did not grow up with you guys. I don't know both sides of the story. I don't know the full extent. But she's my friend and I love her and I just wanted to share this information. And I think that Reba took it, and I think that she heard what Garcelle was saying. And I think that was evident with the way she behaved later in the episode. So, maybe Garcelle should not have gotten involved, but I think she did a good job by getting involved. She is Sutton's friend, and she just wanted to let her mother know that Sutton just needs to hear you say you love her, and she needs to know that you're proud of her. And I think that that is a good thing. I really don't think that Garcelle was trying to do anything to hurt them at all. I did think it was kind of funny that when they got ready to walk away from the conversation, she told Garcelle she owed her $1,000. I thought that was hilarious. I said, oh shit, not $1,000 for any therapy coming from your ass. Garcelle did make a comment that she thought that also maybe Reba is jealous of Sutton's relationship with her father. And I don't know, I guess that's something to think about. Sutton did always talk about how she's a daddy's girl, how close her relationship was with her dad. And, I think that Reba has been this Reba her whole life. And maybe she was jealous because Sutton was getting so much love from her dad, or that Sutton was giving so much love to her father. I don't know. I don't know these people. I got a chance to see Junebug Carter Cash again. That puppy is everything. I love that dog. Now, that statement that she made about northern people eat sugar on their grits, I need Reba to mind her damn business, okay? I am Appalachian. I come from West Virginia. We put sugar on our grits. Okay, I have family in the South. They put sugar on their grits. Okay, this is not just a northern thing. Some people like it, some people don't. I think what happens is when kids are younger, they won't eat grits without sugar in it. So parents put the sugar in it. And then as you grow up, you just are used to eating it that way. To this day, if you order me some grits, you better put butter and sugar on that thing or I'm not going to eat it. Now, some people I know, they just have grits with butter and cheese on them. When I first seen somebody order grits with cheese on it, I didn't know what to say. I said, well, where do they do that at? I don't know. Maybe it's a northern thing. Reba, you got the grits part wrong. I'm just saying, get down in the comments. Do you guys eat your grits with sugar or without? Also, are you northern or southern? I'm just saying. How do the West Coast eat their grits? I just want to know. Sutton brings up the childhood home visit. Her mother is not here for it. She does not want to go. She doesn't want to be a part of it. And I can't remember if it was Garcelle or Kyle that said, we'll fill you in on all the details when we get back. And she was like, you don't need to. I didn't really blame her. for not wanting to go. She lost her husband there, and maybe it's just too traumatic for her to go. As a mom, if my child needed to go, I would face the trauma and go, be there with her. But Reba didn't want to, and Sutton needed to, and I think it was great that she did. It helped her. I think she got a little bit of peace and closure going there. And by the way, that house was gorgeous. Before we get to the other girls that this episode, I'm just going to keep it going with Sutton and her mom. So it turns out that Sutton has a friend who knows the owners of the house that she used to live in, and they were able to open up the house and allow her to come in and see it. The house was absolutely beautiful. I mean, from the outside, you would think, oh, it's just a basic house. But once you got in there, the decorations, everything, that place was on point. I thought it was gorgeous. I was there for her throughout this whole walkthrough. I cried along with her. You know, it's coming up on a year since my dad died. And, you know, my dad did not take his own life, but it was still a surprise. No one expected my dad to pass away. It was just a pulmonary incident that happened, and I lost my dad on Easter 24, and it hurts. It really does. And so I totally understand Sutton needing to do this walkthrough and needing to talk it through and get some closure. She described her dad making them scrambled eggs on white bread with mayonnaise sandwiches. And even though I thought that was really disgusting, I mean, that is a great memory for her to have. I don't know who eats scrambled eggs with mayonnaise on the white bread. She talks about her relationship with her dad, and she got a lot of love and affection from him. You know, the high fives every time she left the house. And then the last time she saw him there wiggling his toe, and you know, because he was just not responsive. That's devastating. I felt terrible for her. Then when she talked about her dad's crab cakes, and we find out that the day after her dad died, her mom insisted that she make her dad's famous crab cakes. I mean, who the hell does that? Reba is a therapist and a mother. Why in Sam hell would you have your devastated, shocked, traumatized daughter in the kitchen trying to whip up crab cakes, something that her and her dad used to do so quickly? Reba's too damn much. That was very sad. But Reba's dog, Dixie, didn't Dixie look happy as hell that Reba was leaving out of that house when she was on her way over for brunch? Dixie was a cute dog, though. And then they said something about pickled okra. I don't love it. I mean, I've never had it. I don't think I would. The only way that I like okra is, you know, battered and deep fried. My grandmother, she used to make butter beans and okra. Oh my God, that was so delicious. Nobody can make it like her. And over the years, it's just rough trying to get somebody to make them and make it taste like her. I remember one time my mom tried to make them. This is my paternal grandmother, by the way. My mom tried to make me some just like her, and she, for some reason, because it's butter beans and okra, she thought she needed to add extra butter to it. It was real bad, but I was so happy because my mom tried. You know what I mean? Sutton was trying to show her mom her new fashion line. She's got a new green line, and I noticed that there was a name tag on the jumpsuit that said name 'em. You know, her mom just didn't seem to be interested in this fashion, and Sutton was telling her that the stuff be made somewhere else but then processed here in America or something. I can't quite remember. And her mom said, yeah, that's like me finding out my ground beef is made in Cuba. And I said, what? What? Your ground beef? What does this have to do with Sutton's fashion line? And also, why is your ground beef coming from Cuba? And now I'm going to have to figure out, where the hell does my ground beef come from? Because I could have sworn it was, you know, here in America, but shit, maybe not. Anyway, Garcelle and Kyle eavesdropping on those steps, it was like your favorite comedy. It was like watching an episode of Friends or watching a horror movie or something. It was hilarious.
Why would you think I wouldn't be proud of you?
I guess because you don't say it.
I don't need to.
Well, maybe I need for you to.
Well, okay, I'm proud of you. See, it's to me, it's kind of like saying I love you. That it's so trite and so inconsequential, and people just say, "Oh, I love you." It's overused. Your prelude to this point is,
And I don't think it's trite to tell your children that you're proud of them. I don't think it's trite to tell your children that you love them. I'm gonna bring my friends down. Excuse me, Mom.
Her pretty much saying that she doesn't have to say that she's proud of Sutton was really just hurtful for me. With her being a therapist, that was just shocking. You should know, maybe you don't need to say it, but your children need to hear it. And yes, she was raised post-war war. We get it. Yes, she let us know that in the era that she was raised in, people were just not so loving and supportive. But that doesn't mean that you can't change and evolve. As a therapist, how do you not understand this? Children need affection. They need attention. They need to know that their parents love them and that they're proud of them. They need guidance and hugs. And as a therapist, you would think she would know that. I do appreciate that she did listen. She didn't yell and argue with Sutton. She sat there patiently and she listened. And I also love that she did say that she would fly out to California to Sutton's fashion show. And they had a little joke about which room she'll be sleeping in. She doesn't like the fish tank room. And when she said that, all of a sudden I thought about the original Roni when nobody wanted to be in that fish room. I was happy to see that they hugged and everything. I'm wishing the best for them. I hope that their relationship gets better. I hope that her relationship gets better with her other children as well. But one thing that I also noticed, not only does Sutton like a little vodka and her dad had an alcohol issue, Mama likes a little vodka too. We seen Mama have several drinks. Now, when Garcelle, Avi, and Kyle scattered like roaches in the midnight when the lights come on, that was hilarious. Hilarious. I really am wishing the best for Sutton and her mom. I think that her and her mom need to get into therapy together, and they possibly should include her brother. They need some family grief counseling and then separate counseling to get through all of this. It's too much. So then we get an update on Erica's storyline and her remodeling of this house. You know, she's enjoying it. It looks remarkable. It's beautiful. And it makes me think that there might be some truth to the rumor that that house actually belonged to Tom Girardi. Because why in Sam hell would you be willing to put $37,000 into redecorating somebody else's house? Then we see a beautiful scene with Bose and her daughter. I love the relationship between her and her daughter. They're not just mother and daughter. They're best friends. And they're adorable. Her daughter looks so much like her. They brought up that the first time her daughter met Keely was when he spontaneously jumped on a plane and flew to Ghana. And I wasn't here for it. You don't spontaneously jump your ass on a plane to show up on a girls' trip with me and my daughter, and then I'm surprised and have to introduce my daughter to you. That is not the order. That is not how we do things. I am not going to spring this new boyfriend on my daughter. Nope. Nope. And no again. So that is another red flag for me with this dude. Her asking her daughter how she would feel if she had a new sibling, I thought it was beautiful. She tells her mom that she thinks that that would be amazing because she's going to be going away to college soon. And she doesn't want her mom to be alone. And she thinks it would be great for her mom to have a new baby to share all this love with. And I'm paraphrasing. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. I really love this relationship with her and her daughter. Then Erica, Bose, and Dorit meet up for dinner. And I laughed so hard when the conversation starts off and Bose is going to share some information with them. Dorit and Erica smiling and hugged up, staring at Bose, waiting for the information. Bose said, "You guys are silly." Oh my God. I thought that was so cute. That is girls time. I love a good silly girls moment. Bose was talking to them about her relationship with Keely, and she admits that her and Keely are talking about marriage and babies, but they have never said I love you to each other. Honey, listen, the shock. I listen, Bose is a very intelligent woman, and there's a lot of red flags with Keely. We saw it on their beach conversation when she was explaining to him that she's 48 years old. You know, the clock is winding down and she needs to figure out what they're going to do if they're going to, you know, try to have a child together. And he was thanking her for not rushing him. I don't think that anybody at this big age should be talking about marriage and babies when you can't pull it together to say, I love you. Okay. And not only just say, I love you, actually mean it. I don't think that Keely is up to Bose standards, and I think that she needs to think about it. This guy may not be the guy for you. And Erica in her confessionals was so me. She said having a baby but not wanting to tell the man that you love him. Okay, but what are we doing here? We shouldn't be doing shit, in my opinion. We should be looking for the next guy. There is no way that you and I are talking about having a baby and we can't say I love you. Stay the hell away from my vagina until we get this worked out. And then they tried to help her come up with a way to discuss this. And the thing is just be grown. Just be grown. Sit down and have a grown conversation. Look here, Keely, we've been doing all this planning and talking and thinking about having babies and getting married. But look, we've never even said I love you. What are the true feelings in this relationship? How is this relationship progressing? In the meantime, if she really does think in the future she wants to have children, go ahead and see a physician and start getting your eggs retrieved. You can make sure that you have them, because the truth is you may end up having to use a surrogate. You never know. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. If a baby is really something you want, move forward with it, whether it's with him or not. Then they start to talk about PK.
The conversation was a hell of a lot better and different than I thought it would be.
It feels like a trick.
No, that I can guarantee you.
All right.
Because he's not that person.
So who is that person?
That's PK raging. Stop side-eyeing.
PK is ruthless. He's ruthless in business, which means he will be ruthless in the business of divorce.
Erica with the side eye to Bose, then Dorit with the whole stop side-eyeing me. Bose then side eyes back to Erica. I'm with Bose. Bose says this feels like a trick. Here comes Dorit in La La Land. No, that I can guarantee you. No, you cannot. Erica says in her confessionals, PK is ruthless. He is ruthless in business, which means he will be ruthless in the business of divorce. Listen, come on now. Don't be this girl. Sutton warned you. Bose has warned you multiple times, and so has Erica. What is going on? Bose was absolutely right when she told Dorit, he needs you to calm down. This is the art of war. He needs you to calm down so that you don't act, so that in return he can act. And Erica is sitting there looking at her like, duh, pay attention, Dorit. PK is not the same guy that you married. He is not treating you like the guy that you married. Erica and Bose are doing everything they can to look out for you and give you advice. Bose said that while you're sitting here doing nothing, he's scooping up the best lawyer in town. However, Bose did tell Dorit that she needs to wake up, and I thought that was hilarious, especially since you just told them about you and Keely having a baby and not being able to say I love you. You might want to, hit your alarm clock too. Wake the hell up. I don't know, you guys. What did you think of this episode? I thought it was a really good episode. Anyway, get down in the comments, you guys. Let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.